What if I told you that one simple act of kindness, one small, warm chocolate chip cookie, could turn your peaceful afternoon into a whirlwind of whiskers, crumbs, and chaos? This is the story of a boy, a mouse, and the cookie that changed everything. It starts quietly, with sunshine on the windowsill, a house so still you could hear your own thoughts, and one boy, alone, content, holding his last, perfect cookie. Until there was a knock, and on the other side of that door was someone small, hungry, polite, and about to completely turn this boy's day upside down. This is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, Like You've Never Heard It Before. Welcome to the story. It began on a quiet afternoon, the kind of afternoon where the sunlight spilled golden through the curtains and the whole house breathed in hush and peace. The boy was alone, content, savoring the last bite of a chocolate chip cookie. That's when he heard it. Knock, knock. The boy turned. He opened the front door slowly. And there, standing on the welcome mat, with a tiny backpack, tired whiskers, and the biggest, hungriest eyes the boy had ever seen, was a mouse. Tiny, scruffy, sincere. "Hey," the mouse said, adjusting his little backpack. "Sorry to bother you. I've been walking for, well, honestly, I don't know. Days, minutes, what is time? But is that a cookie?" The boy blinked, looked down at his hand, then back at the mouse. "Yeah," he said slowly. "It is." The mouse's eyes widened like he was staring at treasure. "I hate asking, I really do, but could I maybe, possibly, have a bite?" The boy hesitated, just for a moment. This was his last cookie, but something in the mouse's voice, gentle, hopeful, a little dramatic, made it hard to say no. He handed the cookie over. The mouse gasped like he'd just been handed the moon. You're giving it to me? Like the whole thing?" The boy nodded. "Wow, you're amazing. No, seriously, this is going in my memoir." The mouse took a bite, closed his eyes, and let out a sigh that sounded like comfort and happiness, and home all wrapped into one tiny mouse breath. Then he opened one eye. "Thank you. That's so kind of you," he whispered, "though I might need a glass of milk to go with it if that's all right." The boy nodded. And just like that, his afternoon began to unravel. In the kitchen, the mouse sipped from a tiny glass, swinging his legs cheerfully. Then he looked down and frowned. "Oh no, I need a straw. I can't drink properly without one." The boy, trying not to sigh, found him a straw. Then came the napkin. The mouse wiped his mouth with the napkin the boy gave him and looked around with wide, curious eyes. "You know, that was a really good cookie. Like, dangerously good. It makes me want to freshen up. Got a mirror?" The boy pointed down the hall. He was still smiling, still playing the role of polite host, but somewhere deep inside, a whisper of, "What have I done?" had begun to form. In the bathroom, the mouse stared at himself dramatically. "Oh no. No. This won't do. My whiskers are a mess. It's like I've been living in a wind tunnel." He ran out, eyes wide. "Do you have scissors? I just need to even them out. A quick trim." I swear the boy hesitated. But again, he handed them over. "Oops." "What do you mean, oops?" It's fine. It's just, now I look like I fell asleep on one side of my face." Now the mouse needed a brush, a broom, a full cleanup kit. The boy handed him what he needed, watching silently as the mouse swept the bathroom floor, fluffed his tail, and gave himself a pep talk in the mirror. "You got any paper or crayons? I'm feeling inspired. I want to draw something." The boy, somehow still complying, fetched an old notebook and a box of crayons. The mouse lay on the floor like an artist in a creative storm. "This one's called Portrait of a Cookie That Changed My Life," he said, coloring furiously. He taped it to the fridge, standing back proudly. "Look at that. That's emotion. That's pain. That's a lot of brown." The boy blinked. "That's my last clean sheet of paper. Art demands sacrifice." Then, "Can you read me a story? It's part of my bedtime routine. Doesn't matter that it's 2:15 p.m. The boy opened a book. He read and read. The mouse had notes. Weak character arc. That villain? Not intimidating enough. Why is no one eating cookies in this book? Finally, the mouse yawned and curled up beside the boy's shoe. Peace. At last. The boy sat back, exhaled. But then, the mouse opened one eye, sniffed, turned toward the fridge. You know what would be nice right now? The boy didn't move, didn't blink. Another cookie. The boy stood there, still. Cookie crumbs in his hair, milk stains on his shirt, a broom in one hand, a crayon drawing taped to his fridge. The mouse was back on the counter, staring at him with innocent eyes and cookie dreams. So, do you have another cookie? The boy didn't answer right away. He looked at the mouse, then at the kitchen, then at himself in the mirror. Dark circles, crumbs on his cheek, a single crayon mark across his forehead. Slowly, very slowly, he opened the cabinet, took out the last cookie, held it out. The mouse gasped. You would give me another one? The boy knelt down, looked him in the eye, and whispered, Only if you promise not to ask for milk. He handed over the cookie. And in that moment, somewhere between chaos and kindness, exhaustion and friendship, he realized something. Sometimes, when you give a mouse a cookie, you're not just feeding his hunger. You're signing up for an adventure, an unpredictable, wild, whisker-trimming, crayon-covered adventure. And maybe, just maybe, that's okay. The mouse took a bite, happy as ever. Hey, do you have almond milk? The boy stared at the ceiling. Here we go again.